Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still with you and this morning's edition of The Breakfast Show. And of course, the Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry has conducted intensive diplomatic efforts through phone conversations and meetings with counterparts from the US, Iran and Israel, aiming to de-escalate the increasing tensions in the Middle East. We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest this morning, His Excellency Ambassador Ayman Mousharrafa, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good morning to you, Mr. Ambassador.
Good morning to you and to the audience.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for joining us this morning. Now, could you tell us a bit about some of the latest developments on the ground concerning the Iranian-Israel escalation and the Egyptian efforts to de-escalate the situation?
Actually, the escalation came after Israel hit the Iranian embassy in Damascus and killed 7 of the top experts of the Revolutionary Guard, which is considered a heavy blow to the Iranian presence in Syria.
Yes.
And after that, the Iranians have retaliated with sending drones, around 100 drones and cruise missiles to Israel. The attack itself and the reprisal didn't cause so much damage. Most of the missiles and the drones were shot down or fell in the Naqib, which is a depopulated area. Some of them fell on the vicinity of the Ramon port, which most of the military experts said that this attack technically failed to achieve the target. But some other experts said that that Iranian missile reaching the Israel depths is a victory in itself. But despite the two analysts, I do see that this attack is falling in the hand of Mr. Netanyahu, who capitalized on it brilliantly. He changed slowly the public opinion in the Congress. Most of the Congress people and the Congress members are having right now second thoughts, and they want to send more aid and more arms shipment to Israel. And some of the public opinion in the United States is shifting too. And even Netanyahu is capitalizing on this attack to glue up the divided public opinion in Israel. You know, always in Israel there is a game. When you have a divided public opinion inside, you are creating an outside danger and inflating the outside danger.
Absolutely.
So in the same time, this game is playing in the hand of the Netanyahu government and giving them more span to live. In the same time, the Iranians did this attack as a safe phasing formula. So despite this and that, I mean, this attack will heighten definitely the tension in the Middle East, which is a very lethal area.
Absolutely.
I do hail actually the very swift and quick action of our Foreign Minister, Sameh Shoukry, who called upon the Iranian foreign ministers, the Israeli foreign minister, the American foreign ministers to try to contain the situation and to ask all parties to restrain itself, because actually we do not want to add fuel to the fire.
Indeed.
And in the same time, the neighboring country of Israel is always paying the price economically for this heightened tension. So I do feel that Egypt could play an important role in trying to decrease the tension between the two countries.
Your Excellency,
they have been given the opportunity.
Indeed. Your Excellency, let me ask you, what prompted, in your opinion, Israel to launch this attack on Iran's embassy in Damascus? Were they not busy enough with the situation with the Gaza attack without the prospect of opening another front in the conflict?
Actually, the strategy of Netanyahu is to widen the war. He started the war in Gaza. He tried to drag Hezbollah into direct confrontation from the south of Lebanon. And after that, he went to attack in the depths of Syria. Netanyahu depends, the longevity of his government depends on heightening tension, creating a danger around Israel to convince the public opinion that he should stay in power for a period of time. He is just gaining time and trying to buy time for his survival. That's the main target of the prime minister. And another time, attacking Iran, or the prospective attacks that Israel planned will deflect definitely the situation in Gaza. Most of the public opinion and the experts will have their eyes on Iran and what Israel and how Israel will retaliate. So, I mean, it's an act of deflection of what is going on Gaza and the ongoing massacres in the Gaza Strip by the Israeli army.
Absolutely. Now, Your Excellency, what do you see, the role of the United States and other Western allies with regards to supporting Israel's defense against the Iranian attack? How do you expect the Biden administration to address this situation?
Anyway, the Israeli already notified the Americans that they are going to take action, and the Israeli defense minister notified Lloyd Austin about their prospective action against Iran. And many politicians in Washington and in the Capitol Hill said bluntly that Israel has the right to defend itself, but they didn't elaborate on the Israeli attack against a diplomatic mission in a foreign country. Indeed. In breach of international convention and in breach of the Vienna Convention of 1961 and 62. I mean, you could not attack foreign missions because foreign missions are protected and have total immunity.
Or at least they should be.
Or they should be technically, and Israel should be punished by this action. But nothing, I mean, have materialized now. And the Security Council, like always, have convened, but without any swift action or without examining the rule of the crisis and the rule and the roots of the crisis itself.
Your Excellency, in your opinion, what are the potential implications of this escalation for regional stability and security, assuming Israel retaliates and Iran reattacks, etc.? How do you see the situation in the Middle East as a whole?
Of course, it will disrupt, first of all, the aerial traffic. Most of the airlines have already suspended many trips to Middle Eastern destination. It could disrupt the navigation in the Strait of Hormuz and in the maritime area in the Gulf. Already Iran seized one naval belonging to Portugal and co-chaired by Israel in the Hormuz Strait. So it could have an implication on the stability of the markets of the Middle East, the stability of the oil market, and the total political landscape in the Middle East.
Indeed. How do you see, the response of other regional actors with regards to the latest developments in the shadow war between Iran and Israel? We've seen different responses by different countries. As you said, some have, changed their stance. Others still calling for a de-escalation of the situation. How do you see the response of other regional actors as well as international bodies?
Most of the Gulf countries like Egypt are calling for de-escalation, for restraint, because, I mean, a total war or a tit-and-tat retaliation will not be in favor of any countries in the Gulf area or in the Middle East, and could have severe political implication on the inside and on the economy. So already most of the Gulf leaders have called upon the Iranian leadership, and they have called the Americans trying to convince Israel to contain the response or the retaliation.
Indeed. Finally, Your Excellency, we've seen our Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry expressing, of course, Egypt's deep concern due to the ongoing unprecedented, really, military escalation and his meetings with several leaders, etc. How do you see the measures that are being discussed now, or trying to discuss to implement a sort of de-escalation to the situation to prevent a further conflict in the region? Are there any steps or measures on the ground as we speak, or is it still in the negotiating phase?
Most of the foreign visitors coming to Cairo, they want to listen to Egyptian point of view, because Egypt point of view is always the voice of reason and the voice of moderation. And Egypt has been always calling for finding a solution to the cause of the escalation in the Middle East. That is the Palestinian problem. And they have been calling several times for an international conference to examine the roots of the problems in the Middle East, whether it's in Yemen, whether it's in the Gaza Strip, where is the continuous aggression against Lebanon or against Syria from Israel. So I think we have been calling several times to find a political solution for all this arising problem, which is adding fuel to the fire.
Absolutely. On that note, I'd like to thank you very, very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ayman Mousharrafa, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and your insight and for joining us on this morning's edition of The Breakfast Show. And that's all the time we have for today's episode. You're in the company of myself, Angie Meher. We do hope you have enjoyed it. Join us again tomorrow, 8 a.m. for a new edition of the show. Till then, it's goodbye.